Me Bombaclat.
Welcome to T.U.U.T, totally useful until tutorial. This time I'm going for flight school. First, you can go to the key bindings and change your key bindings when flying a plane. Though it says vehicle controls, this only affects planes and helicopters and strangely enough the free camp mode, so just keep that in mind for all you cinematic folks out there. We're gonna start off with the basic takeoff. Simply just gain some speed, then pull up. If you pull up too hard, you might do a fucking backflip. So just keep that in mind. You only pull hard when you have to take off very early. When landing, simply slow down the plane. Yeah, just slow down the plane. If you stall, you can increase the speed to adjust your landing, but that's about it. Knife flying is pretty much just flying sideways with the plane. If you want to get between terrain or buildings, or if you want to do sharp turns, it can be very useful. You can adjust your altitude by going left or right while sideways. Now you could normally turn left and right, but it depends on the type of plane you're flying on. Sometimes you do need to do a sharp turn, and flying sideways could help with that. When you run out of fuel, your engine shuts off and you have to glide down. And gliding is kinda weird on unturned because when your engine is off, you're just not moving. So you're just gonna fall down, like your plane's just effectively falling down, it's not even gliding. You can try to nosedive and then pull up, but it will not get you that far away. As long as you land on your wheels, you'll be okay. Yeah, at least the plane doesn't stop instantly. You have some time to glide for a bit before the plane completely stops and you start falling down. When you run out of fuel or you're about to run out of fuel, find a flat space to land in, being the shoreline, near a river or a beach, the roads. It can be a raceway, it can even be bridges. But just anywhere flat is good. Hilly terrain is not recommended to land on. It's difficult to land on, and even if you land, it might be difficult to take off and refuel the plane. Trees are death. Trees are death. You're gonna fucking die. The trees are evil and they're gonna kill you and your plane. Here's the thing. You don't need to always hold W while flying a plane. Letting go of W will slow it down, and it will allow you to react. It will allow you to adjust the path of the plane. If you want to go under a bridge or you're going through tight terrain, it will allow you to adjust the plane. Simply hold W. That's it, just hold W. It's a lot simpler compared to the planes. Before you start tilting the helicopter, get some height, unless it's really urgent or you know what you're doing. Get some altitude first before you start flying. Also, don't fly with a mouse. Use the arrow keys, a lot more reliable. The mouse is shit if you don't fly. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with people. They be flying with a goddamn mouse. How the fuck do you do that? Don't do that. That's gay. If you do that, you're gay. Today, not tomorrow. No delays. However, Doughnuts can be very useful while targeting someone with an attack chopper or any other chopper that's used for spotting or shooting. You do that by holding left or right and tilting your helicopter to the opposite direction, and then just adjust the helicopter using the arrow keys while holding left or right. It's also important to know that you need to also adjust your speed. Don't always hold W while doing that. Just like the planes, simply slow down the helicopter to land. As long as you land on your wheels, you'll be A-okay. Same as precision flight, you don't need to always slow down while landing. Just not holding S will give you some time to adjust and do more precise landings. Also, the flying physics in this game is fucking weird. You could hover with a plane like this. And this is not just exclusive to the Anushka, it applies to every single plane in the game, including the rainbow car. Also, forgot to mention this, the emergency landing with the helicopter is somewhat similar to the plane. As long as you land on your wheels, you'll be okay. The only difference I noticed that the helicopter slowly descends to the ground instead of full-on falling, similar to the plane when you run out of fuel. Oh yeah, jet fighter, fuck. So the jet fighter is extremely maneuverable. A slight touch could do like 6 flips. You could turn it to a fucking windmill mid-air. That's how maneuverable it is. My theory here is that the reason why it's so maneuverable, besides it's a jet fighter, is because of the mouse controls. And the mouse controls are notoriously shit. Like, the intended way is to shoot with your mouse, but flying with a mouse is shit. Ideally, just use a keyboard, use WASD and the arrow keys. There is a way to bind your shooting key, but this also affects everything, like your character, on other tanks and vehicles. The shooting on the plane and shooting on anything else is not separated. So if you want to shoot with the spacebar, for example, that's a good bind for it. If you want to shoot with the spacebar, this will affect literally everything on your game, not just the plane, unfortunately. Maybe one day this will be separated, you know, like the plane has their own control, so you can shoot with the spacebar, so you don't need to use the shit-ass fucking mouse. But that's why I assume it's very sensitive, it's because it's intended to fly with a mouse. I tried, it is shit. It is really shit. Don't fly with a mouse. Unless you really have to. Then maybe do it. Thankfully, carrier landings are on turn a lot easier compared to real life or realistic flying simulators. Make sure you don't slow down too early, because if you do, you might just miss the carrier entirely and crash into the sea or just crash into the Liberator itself. If you're flying any plane that isn't a jet fighter, slow down when you get real close to the Liberator. You'd be surprised how fast these planes can slow down sometimes. You can use the precision flight trick to also land on the carrier. This landing has been performed without holding W or S. Except when I landed the plane on the carrier, so I don't drive off of it. Perfection. Sometimes you just have to pull out when the angle's not good. If you think you're not gonna land this or you think the angle's terrible, pull out and adjust your landing. Don't be afraid of pulling out, okay? You don't need to always commit. Sometimes the angle is just shit and you need to spin around for a better angle to land in. Now, when landing with bigger planes, I highly recommend using first person, because based off my experience at least, it is a lot easier to see when landing on an aircraft carrier using a bigger plane. And also, please align yourself properly when you get the chance to, because if you didn't, and even if you did, your wings might still hit some of the parts of the Liberator, so just keep that in mind. The jets are a bitch to land! These things hardly slow down. Like, you need to land that shit perfectly to land on the fucking Liberator. Either that, or you have to fucking cheese it. And it's ass. It is really fucking ass, man. Like, can we add the fucking ropes you put in actual aircraft carriers in real life? Can we have those, please? For them fucking jets? Because these things hardly slow down, like, at all. Like, fuck's sake, man. Like, the best way to land this shit is to cheese it. And I don't want to cheese it. I want to land this shit proper, man. Fuck. Okay, I think you learned everything you needed to learn about flying. I want you to find a plane, get on a plane, or spawn a plane, and fly that motherfucker. Cause I know you got this. I know you'll become a professional pilot. Make me proud, okay? And after this, you might learn some cool ass tricks like this. Maybe you can land upside down. Have you ever thought of that? You can do that in this game, and it's cool as shit. Look at this beauty. This will be you one day.
Huh, would you look at me? I'm a professional pilot now. Whee!
Alright everybody, now here we go. It's a brand new version of the Do-Si-Do. Just stomp your feet and clap your hands. Come on everybody, it's the hamster dance. Bounce in time to the beat. Hey, you don't even have to move your feet. Just shake your thing, let me see you move. Now spin around and feel the groove.
Let's try it.